Hello students, welcome to GS Score classes. I am your faculty Praveen Kumar. So today we are ready for the new discussion. That the discussion is mains concept mapping. So as we know, the selection always depends on the writing skill of the mains examination. So when you have the good writing skill or you have the good approach of writing the answer, definitely nobody can stop you from the selection. So I am here to start the topic for approach to mains. We'll deal with question to concept. So as I am going to take the geography section, so I'll take the first topic which is there in the syllabus of mains, that is salient features of words physical geography. So I'll pick up one question, and in this question we will discuss the formatting, how to write, what to write, and what is the role of diagrams and map, and accordingly we will also discuss the how to conclude answer, and from that topic or the that part what can be the probable questions. So let us start the topic. There mains concept mapping, approach to mains, that is question to concept. So I have taken a question that has been appeared in the year 2014, and 2014 I feel, according to my this analysis and in my long experience of teaching, so I find the 2014 years has been the most dynamic the year for the framing of question. So in that year the unexpected questions appeared, means the question appeared which were beyond the books, which were not at all discussed in any of the NCERT or the reference books there in the or written by the different authors. So that was, I find, that is one of the qualitative paper. It was there, qualitative answers questions were there. So I want to discuss that one of the question which appeared in the 2014. So let's start. The question is, why are the words fold mountains system located along the margins of continents, right? Then after it is bring out the association between the global distribution of fold mountains and the earthquakes and volcanoes. Now see here the three parts of the question. One, it is on the fold mountains, right? Then the second part, it is on earthquake, and the third part is on the volcanoes. So these three topics, the three questions have been asked in the one question only. So the question is, why are the words fold mountain system located along the margins of continents? So we have to first explain this part, right? So what we will do here first, yes. So this answer framing will be in this format, right? The first is you have to discuss, or you are supposed to write first what is fold mountain, right? So we'll write the fold mountain. It is a raised part under the effect of compressional force. Compressional force. So means fold has been formed under the effect of compressional force. So here you can take advantage of making the diagram. So you can make this fold. And show the compressional force, and then after you can put this diagram in the box. Here give figure number, and write here in this text this is figure number. Like suppose if I say This is figure 1, right? Here give the title fold formation. So what is this fold formation? The fold formation is under the effect of compression we have shown. So this is the fold formation has been explained. So the fold mountains. So the series of the mountains have been formed in the form of fold, that is called the fold mountains, right? So I hope this is clear. So then our first part of the question, why are the words fold mountains system locating along the margins of continents? So then we have to discuss this part, location along the margins of continent, right? So here we will discuss on. So next part of the discussion is the mechanism of formation of fold mountains at the margins of continents. So we have to discuss absolutely focused on or discussing the plate tectonics theory, right? Plate tectonics theory. So what plate tectonic theory says? So plate tectonic theory says the fold mountains are formed along the margin of convergence. So you can draw this type of diagram. So there is convergence of one plate under the effect of converging convection current, right? So you can write here asthenosphere. This is asthenosphere. Okay. So this is sea level and this is oceanic plate. So take always advantage drawing the diagram. This is continental plate, right? So this is fold formation or fold mountains, right? So here this continental plate and oceanic plate are colliding together in order to formation of the fold mountain. So here you can write the in bracket Rockies and Andes, right? So similarly also you can write Alps system, right? Or Alpine, not Alpine, you can go Alps system. Then after this is, you can go for figure number 2, right? Again where you will discuss, so you will mark this title there in the figure 2 in that paragraph. So here you will form ocean, continent, convergence and fold mountain formation, right? Fold mountain formation. So this is Pacific zone, or I can say this is Pacific plate, right? And this is American plate. Okay. So this is, you can draw one diagram. Another diagram you can draw while discussing the case of India. So this is Eurasian plate. You can draw a small diagram, and also this is Indian plate, you can mark it. Indian plate, Eurasian plate, and there is a fold formation. Himalayas or Himalayan system. So why there is? This is convergence according to converging convectional current, right? So this way you can explain the formation of the mountain system along the margin of continents, right? This is figure 3. Here is Himalayan system along Eurasian plate and Indian plate, right? Along the Eurasian and Indian plate, right? So these two diagram you can explain it in that manner, right? So next part of the discussion or the question is here. Then after, in this discussion of the mechanism, so here we have discussed the distribution, so that we will take the advantage of reducing the number of words. So when we are discussing the mechanism, there we will also discuss the distribution of the fold mountains. So we do not have to take the extra number of words or the extra words in writing the distribution there in the word, because the question is also the part of it, or this point is also the part of the question. We must mention, because the question has asked the question is here, why the words fold mountain says mountain system located along the margin of continent. So this is why, means we have to show the distribution. And after, second part of the question is bring out the association between global distribution of fold mountains, right, earthquake and volcanoes, right. So then second part of the discussion, it is explain the earthquakes, volcanoes with the fold mountain system, right. Here we will come for the distribution part. So this earthquake, volcano and fold mountain system occurs there in the Pacific Ring of Fire, right. Pacific Ring of Fire means, so this is, you can, if you are not able to draw the complete map, so you can draw this simple diagram, right. Simple diagram. Here write Asia, here write Australia, here write North America, here write South America. This write the, this here write the Pacific Ocean. This right here the west or you can write here the Pacific Ring of Fire, right. So this way, this is whole part of the Pacific Ocean, west and east has been covered, and you can put that in the box, right. So here you can show this convergence of the plate, right, and mark here few volcanic peak. This Mount Fuji, Mount Luzon, Mount Cook, right. But here in the case of earthquake, as we cannot show this the earthquake there in the map, so you can show the earthquake case studies. Here case studies. Now as the question was there in the 2014, right, it was there in the 2014. So you are supposed to write the case study of this in the 2011, their earthquake in Japan, right, earthquake in Japan. So 2011 earthquake, it was massive there in the world or in the Japan, so which brought a massive destruction, right. So if in case in a such of the question it comes there in the recent time, or the when the some of natural disaster has occurred, so you can take the case study of the very latest one, right. Okay, so that the earthquake, volcanoes. Now volcanoes we have discussed here, this is the type of volcanic peaks. So then after, mid continental belt, Mid-continental belt is the zone between, here you can draw, this is that is easy to draw, this is so this is Mediterranean Sea I have drawn, right. Here you can say locate this Mount Vesuvius, it is there on the mainland of Italy. So because of this this is not coming properly. Here is Mount Etna, here is Mount Stromboli, right. So this is also, you can show this is converging plate boundaries, right. And this whole area also been affected by the earthquake. So this Italy has been experiencing the frequent earthquake, right. So here is also, you can show Alps mountain, you can write Alps mountain system, right. So this way we have been showing their cold mountain, earthquake and the volcano altogether. So this is called mid-continental belt, mid-continental belt. So this you can draw this in the box, and then figure number. See, that was 3, this is 4, figure number 4, this is 4, this is 5, right. So that this is the explanation of the answer, how it should be there with the presentation of the map also. So because the map is very important, or diagram is very important in the explanation of such of the question, and definitely I can assure that the maps and diagram always give you edge in the writing the answer, because examiner when it see the copies of the student, those who have written the answer. So when the diagram is there, when the map is there, the main attention goes towards the diagram and the map first, right. So examiner will watch your diagram and the map, then he will go for the reading of your text or the answer what you have written, right. So that always prefer to have the diagram there in the answer, and that will be definitely a edge for getting the marks, right. Then after, here conclusion. So now students have many of the time with whether we should give the conclusion to all questions or not. So this is the question. Here definitely we can draw the conclusion. So that there the fold mountains, earthquake and volcano are at dynamic zones of earth, right. Dynamic zones of earth where tectonic activities are very frequent, right, very frequent. So that you can draw the conclusion like that. So that this way you can draw the conclusion. So means this type of the preparation of the answer, or this type of this formatting of the answer definitely will come after, or when you have the lot of practice of answers. So for that you have to go for the extensive, intensive answer writing, right. So you should have the practice of answer in a very extensive manner, right. Then after, here this is the question which is there in the 2014. So let us take another one. Yes, probable question. So this probable question, there is a probable question means possibility of asking a question in this topic. So I have taken a most like a hidden question which is not there in the books, which is not explained in the NCERT also, right. So I have taken this question, or framed this question, that the earthquakes, volcanoes are two sides of a coin over the globe, but it does not imply in Himalayas. Why? Like for example, in the previous question that we have seen earthquake and volcanoes are occurring in the same zones, right? So this is the two sides of a coin, means both occurs in the same zones or the same locations over the globe. Like we have taken the example of Pacific Ring of Fire, Pacific Ring of Fire and mid-continental belt, mid-continental belt, right? So these are the areas where earthquake and volcano occurs simultaneously or side by side. But they are in the margins of convergence of the plate or on the convergent margins of plates, right? So there is some of this evidences are there where the volcanic eruptions are not there. So how would you start this answer? So the answer will be starting that from explaining this part. So you will have to explain this part. You have to prove that they are right. How would you say? So you will write here like they both earthquake and volcano occur at the or occur simultaneously or the same locations on Pacific Ring of Fire and mid continental belt, right? Mid continental belt under the effect of convergent margins or boundaries, right? So means with this 15-20 words you have proved that this is correct, or the statement, first statement of the question is absolutely correct. The second part is but it is, there is a question on it. It does not implies in the Himalayas. So means it means the question is saying the same convergent margin is there on this location in the Himalayas, but earthquake and volcanoes are not together or not in the same location. Why? Because in Himalayas we observe frequent earthquakes, right? But no volcanic eruption. So volcanic eruption is absent there in the Himalayas. We do not come to know or we do not hear any news about the volcanic eruption. So this is absent, right? It is saying this, right? This is, but it does not implies in the Himalayas. So you have to say why does it happen? Clear? So your answer in this support will start as the Himalayan zones or the Himalayas or along the Himalayas, the convergent boundary exist, but not any oceanic margins, that is rather convergence of continent and continent take place, right? Continent take place, so that the continent being a same density, they or no of the either plate subduct under any other plate. So that under the effect of converging convection current, they are colliding, but the subduction is absent. So therefore, the volcanic eruption in the Himalaya is absent. But on the other hand, as convergence is continuous, convergence is a continuous, therefore earthquake is very frequent, right? So that will be your answer. So with that, you can draw here diagram on this section. You can draw diagram. So I'll draw here very small diagram. So there is Eurasian plate and Indian plate. They are converging under the effect of converging convection currents. Right, converging convection current. They are, you write here Indian plate drifting towards Eurasia. This is Eurasian plate moving towards the India, or it is more or less static, right? So because of this, there has been fold formation, right? Fold formation that you can write here Himalayas. Right, and also just to notice or to find the attention of the examiner, you can mark this area. What is this area? There is no subduction, rather there is a collision that has resulted in the fold formation and the frequent earthquake has been observed. So this is no subduction. So because of no subduction, there is volcanic eruption. Their volcanic eruption is absent in Himalayas. There is no volcanic eruption. I hope this is clear. So that way your answer will be developing, right? So then after, again you have to do the same. Draw this diagram there in the picture or this in the box. Give the figure number, and here write the earthquake in Himalayas, right? Or the other title you can give this, you can give this another title to this diagram, like absence of subduction in the Himalayan zone, right? So then now can we draw the conclusion for this? So conclusion for this, so we have to say this Himalayan zones, even though on the active tectonic zones which does not experience any volcanic evidences, or not evidences, we can say not volcanic eruptions in recent time. Must remember this, in recent time. So why it is necessary to write this recent time, right? Because we do not know what the geological change may happen in the coming future. So it is not fixed, it is not permanent that there will be no volcanic eruption in the Himalayas. Definitely it may happen. So geological change, suppose for example, there some movement of the plate may change. If the movement of the plate may change, then there will be definitely a fissure or some fractures will take place, and from that fractures the volcanic eruption may happen, or that a fissure type of eruption may happen in future. So at present, in the recent time, there has been no volcanic eruption in the Himalayan zones, right? I hope this is clear. So, we will continue that type of the discussions on the basis of questions and the probable questions, and then framing the answer of that. So, how we can frame the answer. So, I would say this again, that they must incorporate diagrams, maps here in the answer, because definitely it will give you edge in the writing the answer and getting the marks in comparison to the other average answer. Average answer, why I am saying, because the answer which is written in the points or the paragraphs, that appears to the more theoretical. So, when we make the diagram and the maps in the answer, so it appears or it resembles like a more the geographical approach, right. So, we have to write the answer more geographical, not like the simple plain geography, plain GS and theoretical aspect, because geography is a completely full of diagrams and maps. So, I hope you have caught my point and you have reached to the level of understanding and explanation. So, we will continue meeting you on the different topics that on the previous years, and we will also discuss with you in the coming or probable questions and the concepts. Thank you so much. All the best. We will meet again. Thank you.